Now kick it off to our speaker today, who's been a huge friend to the Chamber for years and years and years and years and years, Adam Binder from Creative Click Media. Also, his colleague, Brittany, is also with us, and she's going to be answering questions in real time in the chat. So as Adam is presenting, if you have a question, please feel free to add it to the chat, and Adam and Brittany will answer your question for you. And again, thank you so much, Adam, for doing this for us today, and take it away. Oh, there you go.
Just making sure I'm sharing my sound.
Okay. Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. You guys can see the presentation, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Yep.
Okay, and that's all you see, right?
Yes.
Quiet.
What's that?
There, it looks like there's something, oh yeah, over your screen.
Yeah, it looks like there's a big gray box. Okay, all right.
Black box. Yeah.
Okay, so I practiced this on Google. 1 second.
Sure.
Uh-oh. Give me 1 second.
Sure. Brittany, there's an obnoxious question in the chat already.
Is there a way to share your tab, not your screen?
Share your tab. Hold on 1 second. Let me, I do share screen. I can do like I can just share a tab. So when you do share screen, I can just share, you know, my calculator if I want to.
Yeah, how did you do it?
Hold on. Wait, hold on. Well, now I can't unshare. Oh, here, stop. When I do that, it comes up and it says, it asks me what I want, like what tab I want to share.
Yeah, that's what I did. Okay, I've done this before. I don't know why I'm having trouble.
It's okay.
Okay.
Let me see if I can. Oh yeah, you can start sharing when someone else is sharing. Okay, yeah. I mean, all my advanced sharing options are on for.
So.
We opened Celsius with the idea to create a laundromat.
Difficulties. All right.
If you just make that bigger.
Make what bigger?
Like if you, maybe if you make your, like I can, when I do a presentation and share it, I just make it like expand it.
Yeah, but like I want to see my notes. I practiced it on Google and it was easy.
Oh, sorry. We should have used Google. We should have used Google.
Okay.
instead of Zoom.
Okay. Well, then we'll do the best that we can.
Okay.
All right. So today we're going to talk about Google My Business. You wouldn't believe it from this that we do anything to do with tech. Usually it's a bit smoother. But one of the things that we do here at Creative Click is optimize. We do search engine optimization, and there are a lot of different facets to that. A big part of that is optimizing for local. We can do national SEO, we can do regional SEO, but a big part of what we do is local, working with small businesses who work in a small geographical area, to get them to show up. Now, what most people don't realize or know but don't really think about is that there's 3 different sets of search results when you go and you type in, salon near me. You're going to get the ads at the top, and then you're going to get the map listings in the middle, and then you're going to get the organic results at the bottom. And there are 3 completely different systems at play there. So up at the top, you have the ads; those are paid. Then you have the maps. Those really have more to do with your Google My Business profile. It does have a little bit to do with your website and some of the other factors, backlinks and such that you have on the web. But the Google My Business profile is really the biggest factor that plays into that. And then beneath that, you have the organic listings, which really are more dictated by your website and some of those external factors. But today, for the purpose of this presentation, we're going to be talking about Google My Business and how to optimize your profile for search and maps. This presentation assumes that you do have a profile. Most people do. Some people have them and don't realize that they have them. Google actually, in many cases, will automatically create one when it realizes a business exists. And users, people who just use Google can upload businesses. Let's say there's a new business in town. Let's say a new pizzeria, and they don't have a profile. You go in and you sit down, you have a great experience, you want to leave a review, and you see they don't have a profile. Well, somebody savvy might go and just make a profile. So in that case, when the business owner finally does catch up to it, they would claim it instead of creating a new one. We're going to watch a little video about a business in New York that it kind of explains or goes over their experience with Google My Business as it relates to COVID, and then we'll jump into the presentation.
We opened Celsius with the idea to create a laundromat that people actually wanted to hang out in. When New York issued its stay-at-home order, we quickly shifted to drop-offs only. We switched to online booking through our Google profile, setting aside priority times for essential workers. We love our community and just wanted to help in any way we could.
All right. So first things first, we're going to jump into the dashboard here and talk a little bit about the inner workings of the profile. This is the homepage of Google My Business. Most of you guys, if you've ever logged in, are probably familiar with it. Business can be edited from the info section. You'll notice some interesting things here. The stay connected during COVID-19. That's a new attribute. And that I think that was introduced last April or May. Google is always updating Google My Business to to be current with current events, current things happening in the world, and also just generally making improvements and enriching the data that you can enter. Okay, so you can make edits directly from Google search results. If you are logged into the account that manages the page, that's an important detail. If you ever search for your own business, you'll probably see like the Google ads, if you're running it, and then beneath that, you'll see your Google My Business results listing. And from there, you can actually go in and edit your profile directly. You can create a post, you can add a photo, you can add reviews, you can even create an ad if you have your Google Ads account linked to your Google My Business account. Okay, so here we're gonna take a tour of Google My Business. We're gonna start in the info tab. We're gonna work our way through, through the entire profile. There are a lot of features that I find when I take on new clients or have initial conversations with clients that they either don't know exist or just have failed to fill out. Google gives you the opportunity to create a very rich profile to give information to your customers or potential customers, and those that do it to the best of their ability end up with a really data-rich profile, and they're going to have a really good chance at ranking in the search engine, especially in that map section. And the map section kind of works with a radius. So the stronger your profile, the longer reach you're going to have. So it's reasonable to think that a local business, service business that serves customers outside of their business, like maybe a business that does some type of deliveries or serves people at their home, that they could reasonably expect with a well-optimized profile to show up maybe 30 to even 50 miles away. Now, beyond that starts getting pretty difficult. But think about that. If you could show up, for 80% of the searches in a 50-mile radius for the service or product that you offer, that's pretty powerful. And there's a lot of people that are not taking advantage of it. So today, that's kind of what we're going to go over, is how you can get the most out of it. So the first thing you want to do is edit your business name and category. The business name should reflect your real world name. Quite often I see businesses try to cheat the system, add keywords into their name, and other kinds of silly stuff that doesn't make sense. Just put your business name, the one that's registered, with the state, the one that you use. That's what goes there, nothing else. You're going to choose a primary category that describes the business, and you're allowed up to 9 subcategories. There may not be the exact category that you want. I think I wanted like digital marketing agency, and I think they have like advertising services or marketing. It was close. It was close to what I wanted, and I added all the other ones. They have almost 1,000 categories now, but there's tens of thousands of business types. You should be able to find something close. This example here, they've got Vince's Village Cobbler that they're showing, and I think they wanted to register as a cobbler, but the primary category actually, and probably the one that most people would recognize, is shoe repair shop, with the secondary category of leather repair service. So I think that's a pretty good example. Next, you're going to manage your location and your service area. You're going to edit the address or drag the pin icon to update your location. Again, you want to be accurate. I've seen people do some really crazy stuff, try to create locations that don't exist, try to create, locations, put a radius that is unreasonable. You want to set a radius that's reasonable. You want to be honest in the profile. Now, you do have the option to leave your address blank. For a long time, we had an office in a downtown area, and we had our address, proudly displayed. And now everything is work from home. And I put my home address in there, and then I had to think about it, especially after Google put in, an old photo from like maybe 10 years ago from Google Maps of what my house used to look like. And so, I don't really want that there. So I removed that. And you don't have to have the address there, but you do need to serve customers in that area. So basically the rule is businesses that are eligible for a Google My Business profile are those that serve customers face-to-face, either at their location or or at the customer's location or somewhere in between. But you have to, you have to be, you have to have some kind of interaction with your customers to be eligible. There are some types of businesses that are not eligible, like a completely, completely online business. And there's definitely, most businesses do qualify. I'm trying to think of an example, but it's eluding me at the moment. Okay, next you're going to confirm your business hours. 40% of local business searchers want to find hours of operation. And this is one of the biggest things I see. People leave this blank or they're not up to date. In the past year, a lot of businesses have changed their hours. And I personally have been frustrated trying to. I went to go get my hair cut one day, and the place was closed, but their Google My Business said that they were open. A lot of businesses are still running on shorter hours now, a year after being into COVID, and a lot of businesses have still not updated their profiles. Google actually is pretty good at reviewing for quality. They have the local guides program, and they take feedback from users. So if enough users report something is incorrect, Google may actually go and either suggest, or they might just go ahead and make the update themselves. But there's still a lot of incorrect information out there. If it's your business, make sure that everything is up to date. It's easy enough to do, and it's a high impact. It's a high impact thing that is very easy to execute. Additional hours. So you can actually have multiple sets of hours. So you could have your regular hours of operation, and then maybe say a second set of hours for delivery. Maybe you have different senior hours. I know at the start of COVID, there was a lot like senior only days or mornings. I remember Costco, I think you could only get in there seniors only on like Tuesday mornings for like 4 hours. They were, big corporate chain like that was of course very good at updating and making that visible on their profile. But a lot of the smaller businesses that might have benefited kind of missed out on doing that. Those things are still relevant, and if you do have multiple sets of hours, you should definitely take advantage of it. Short name and custom link. So this is similar to like an Instagram name, or really, I think every social media platform now is doing it. Facebook, Twitter's always done it. Short name with the @ symbol before it. So in this case, we're looking at Vince's Village Cobbler with the @ symbol before it. It makes it easy to remember, and it makes it easy for people to find your business on maps and search. I can't imagine that you'd want to change it more than 3 times per year, but when you make a change, you should know that you can only change it 3 times per year. So you definitely want to get it right. Adding your website and phone number. Again, this is really simple, but some people, I don't know, they're just not thorough. And it's really important to have that in there. You can add, I believe, up to 3 phone numbers. And a really cool thing that Google does is they actually allow you to set up a free website. It's kind of no frills. It's a 1-page scroller. But I talk to business owners all the time that they just want to do a little bit of marketing. They're just getting started. They don't have a huge budget. It's a nice little option for them to get started. Google itself even kind of admits that it's just a starter website, a placeholder, if you will. But a placeholder with information is better than nothing. And it's super easy to set up because it just pulls the information from your Google My Business profile. It allows you to select a simple theme. And you might be able to edit a little bit of the style, but there's not much to it. But it's better than nothing. And, when you're ready, then you can always upgrade your website. Attributes. So this is somewhat new, I believe, within the past year, and it's changing. So some of the most recent are like Black-owned, veteran-led, women-led. So it's kind of nice if you want to visit or work with a specific type of business, you can actually search that way. And if you own that type of business, you can help people who want to do business find you. So that's pretty interesting. My guess is that you'll probably see a lot more of these pop up over the next year or two, because once Google tests something and it is successful, then they usually double down on it. Then there's also things like amenities. You can have online scheduling. Other amenities would be payment types. You can have like the types of credit cards accepted. If they have contactless payment, there's a whole slew of attributes that can be added. And again, it's just enriching your profile. So you're enriching it for humans that are looking for things, and you're enriching it for the search engines that process all this data and ultimately decide how your business ranks. Business description. Most people will put some kind of a business description, but the problem is they never update it. Years will go by. And this program has been around for a long time now, Google My Business, and people will leave an extremely outdated profile. Businesses can completely change, especially in the past year. So it's really important to just go in there every so often and update it, especially if you know that you've had some major changes. Opening date. So you can add the date that your business opened, but also if your business hasn't opened yet, you can set a future open date. And this is pretty cool because you can actually go in, set the date in the future up to a year ahead, and then up to 90 days ahead, you can actually go ahead and verify the profile. Google suggests that you don't verify it prior to that, and you can go ahead and verify it, let's say 90 days out, and you can specify the month and year that you plan to open, and you can change that too. So if that, a lot of things can happen when opening a business with permits, or all kinds of delays can happen. You can always move that date up or down, and it can serve as kind of a countdown, to get people revved up and excited about your business. Bookings tab. So this is one of those things that's only available for some businesses, and Google's gotten really smart at offering only certain types of attributes for certain types of businesses. So a bookings tab might not be available for, I'm trying to think of a business that, maybe like a mechanic, right? I'm sure they take appointments, but I don't think mechanics are gonna book through that. But you could, book an online yoga class, or, maybe a trip to the salon, anything. There's a lot of health and beauty that this works for in that category. Fitness. There's a lot more too. But again, it's all depends on the availability of the business category, and the profile will let you know based on your chosen business category, what's available and what's not. And they're constantly enhancing this, so now you can offer online classes, estimates, and appointments. And they're just constantly adding to it, so you really do have to check back often. Appointment links. So appointment links are done through a third-party provider. So, a lot of us use schedulers and calendars. Some people have some really advanced systems, like, again, fitness. Here they're using the example of Honest Soul Yoga. Yoga studios, gyms, they use advanced software, to manage all, many members. So they could put that link in there from their third-party booking software, and that would take the client to the place where they could book an appointment. So it's really seamless in that regard. Sometimes I feel like Google is trying to kind of circumvent people from going to websites. Like, they want to be the end all be all, the one-stop shop. This is definitely one of those things that is kind of evidence of that, but it's also, really convenient, for the end user. So it definitely provides value, and whether you like it or not, it's good to utilize features like this, especially if your competitors are. It makes it easier for customers to take action by allowing them to book the appointments directly here. Also, I mean, sometimes you go on a website and you can't figure it out. Some websites are very difficult to navigate. Again, this just makes it really simple. Post tab. So what we're looking at here is a post about, or the option to make a post about getting support from customers during COVID-19. So basically, customers can buy gift cards or make donations right in the business profile. This was rolled out right after the pandemic started. And it's been very popular. I don't know how long this will stick around, but you can bet that there will be some other kind of similar update, and that I think that even after this is over, they'll probably do something like gift cards. I don't know about donations, but it'll be interesting to see. But posts are pretty diverse. You can do COVID-19 support. You can do offers. You can just put like what's new, any kind of news about your business, and you can post events, and there's also products. So here are the 4 post types. Again, what's new, that's going to be just an informational update. Here you can see Village Tailor post, that they're running unlimited hours. So, kind of just a simple update, kind of like what you would see in a storefront. The products are for stores, shops that are selling a product. So a product won't be available to a business like mine, because we don't sell products, we sell services. So posts like that won't be available. An offer will be available, and that's going to be most likely a sale, some kind of discount, some incentive. Offers are going to be available. I don't know about all businesses, but I can't think of any that would be excluded from that. And then events, exactly what it says it is. You can post about all the happenings that are going on at your business. But there are 4 distinctly different post types. They do have a couple of different features. You can see they look a little bit different. The what's new is kind of just like a regular text post. The product has a nice product image, with a buy now button. And the offer has a big headline, also has a spot for an image. It's also got the little price tag, and the event looks more like an Instagram post. So slight differences, but I think in the minds of consumers, having that variation is helpful. Can you guys see that yellow? Okay, it's going away. All right, the Photos tab. 90% of customers are more likely to visit a business that has photos on a search results page. There are many different types of photos that you can use. And here what we're looking at again is this screenshot from Vince's Village Cobbler. Most businesses, again, I deal with are, when we first initially talk to them, have very few photos, and they don't realize either that there are so many different types of photos available. So you've got overview photos, you've got by owner, by customer, 360 video, interior, exterior. By owner is just that. It's things that you upload. By customer, again, just that, uploaded by the customer. 360 is really cool. That is for physical location businesses. And this is not something that you can do on your own, but you can hire a Google certified photographer to come out and take a 360 virtual tour to create a tour of your business. And they look really cool. They're pretty rare, but when you find one, they're awesome. It's a really unique experience, and it would really set your business apart. Any business that could do that would be, any business that has a large, nice looking physical location, but certainly things like showrooms or points of interest would be, it would be ideal for them. Video, is very important. All this stuff is just adding to your SEO. And if you've got videos, that's only going to boost that up more. Interior, exterior photos. So they want to see, what does the interior of your business look like? Now, if you, we had a whole bunch of interior photos, and now everybody works remotely. So we're still trying to kind of figure out, how does that work? Of course, we still have the old ones, but now that's kind of not accurate anymore. And we're kind of trying to figure out, what do we do? But for businesses that still have physical location, you're just going to want to post, interior photos, and then exterior, same thing. Google does recommend that you add at least one photo that shows your address clearly. And then there's also categories for team photos. I think there's more than that, but I can't remember right now. They keep adding more. The team photos is nice, gives you an opportunity to highlight people on your team. One of the things that I've heard probably more than anything else is that people like seeing the photos of my team on my website and on my Google My Business profile, that it's humanizing, and they feel like, especially with a business that, they don't really understand necessarily, it's nice to see the people that they're working with. So I think adding those photos here certainly can add a lot of value to your business. Products tab, showcase products to potential customers. So again, this is just a different type of post, and you can see what the edit screen looks like. Again, it gives you the ability to add the type of price. Is it fixed? Is it a range? You can add a description, and it's pretty simple. You can crop your image right there, and you can even make it scroll right to left. Oh, and if you're using the Google Google Online Store, it can link directly to there too. The services tab, you can add the services to your business profile. This is something that almost nobody does, and this is really high value, I think. Like if you go on our profile, you'll see we've got a lot of services on there. Which is nice because, if somebody's searching for one of those things, then our profile is going to be more likely to show up. The cool thing about this too is that you can, it's got services in there, but you can add your own. So unlike the attributes and categories, you can add any service. A lot of businesses have really unique services or really unique names for their services. So, you've got total freedom here. The only restriction is 300 characters, which means you don't have to write a lot. All right, the website tab. So this is something that I actually have not worked too much with because we build full featured websites. I've dabbled with this, and I did help one client set up, kind of a starter site, while we were developing their business site. But you can see here, what this looks like. Very simple, but it's certainly not offending anybody. It's just a starter website, and it's just taking that basic information from from Google, from your profile. You can see in the screenshot that it says $12 a year to buy. That's for the domain. You can buy the domain from Google, or if you have your own, you can match it, and have the website resolve to that. The URL is gonna, it won't be vincesvillagecobbler.com though. If you notice, it'll be vincesvillagecobbler.business.site, unless you buy that domain. So they have like the totally free option or the the little bit more advanced option. But in any case, again, it's free, and if it's all you got, you should run with it. There are some themes. I'm not sure how many there are, but a theme is just basically a design template that's going to kind of set the tone for how things look. That'll include, the fonts, the colors, and you can tweak that a little bit. But your site will probably look like thousands of others that are using that same theme for the most part. You can edit text. You can add or remove photos, And once you're done with that, you publish it, you go live. Simple. Reviews. This is one of the most important parts of the Google My Business, the entire Google My Business experience. This is where you can publicly respond to customer reviews left on Google. And there's a lot of mistakes that business owners make. Number one is not getting any reviews. So the best thing you can do, let's say you have no reviews right now, is to proactively go out and get good reviews from your clients. It's hard to get reviews from clients. I would say probably for every 10 to 15 people we ask, we get one. People mean well. They sure they are well intentioned when they say that they'll do it. They forget, or they realize it's going to take 10 minutes to write something nice and they don't want to do it. But as soon as you make somebody upset, they'll be right on there. That, writing about how bad you are. So the best thing you can do is proactively get some reviews. So you're protected in case that you get one bad one. If you have no reviews and you get a 1-star review, you're going to have 1-star average. Not going to look good for you. If you've got 100 reviews, 5-star reviews, and someone leaves you a 1-star, then you're human and you have a 4.9. And that's pretty acceptable. I think for some businesses it's easier to get reviews. Like a restaurant serves thousands of people in a month, where a business like mine, maybe we serve a roster of the same clients over and over, and we add a few here and there. So it's kind of hard to get new ones. Paul, thank you for leaving that review this morning. Really do appreciate it. But it's hard to get reviews. And when you do get the reviews, you should respond to all of them, not just the bad ones, not just the good ones. You certainly want to thank people, show gratitude, be humble. I see business owners argue with people that are dissatisfied. Definitely not the right way to handle it. You definitely want to be humble. You definitely want to try to resolve the problem. Maybe you can't resolve the problem. Maybe the customer's crazy, totally out of their mind. It's happened to me, but still, you've got to try to, be calm. Don't let it get to you. And, and try to show the world, show the customer, but also show everybody that's looking at your profile, that you're facing the issue, trying to resolve it, and, and not kind of deflecting it. So I think that's really important. A lot of people, I would say, it's good if you get a bad review. It's good to take a few minutes, take a few deep breaths, walk away. Don't follow the urge to strike back. It's not going to help you. Definitely is not going to help you. I've seen that go really bad. But also, thank everybody that does leave you a good review too. It's actually a known ranking factor that having and responding to reviews will help improve how you show up in search. So definitely try asking in different ways if you find that you're having a difficult time obtaining reviews. You can even email your clients, a link to your page, and that link is just, I believe it's g.page / your short name. And I think that's in the resources sheet that we're going to share with you. But yeah, reviews, cannot understate the importance of them. Just do everything you can to keep that good. I guess one last thing about reviews too is that you can, you shouldn't ask people to delete bad reviews. It would be smarter to have asked them to update it. I think you're more likely to get that, and having that entire chain there, for everyone to read, again, really shows that you're dedicated to providing great customer service. Sometimes, when I see a perfect profile, like 500 5-star reviews, it kind of almost looks shady. Like these guys never made a mistake. They never made anybody upset. I think people are forgiving, and sometimes a bad review is actually an opportunity to turn that person into a raving fan and to show people that you care. So again, you can invite customers to leave reviews through the short URL, and you can reply to reviews and build customer trust and brand loyalty. Messaging. This is one of the newer features. So you can actually set up messaging directly through the Google My Business app. Customers can send messages and respond to you. This does not show them your phone number. This is all handled through the app. This can't be done on the desktop. It can only be done from the Google My Business mobile app, which, if I didn't mention it already, you definitely want to download that. I think the app is probably more powerful than the desktop in many ways, and this is one of those reasons, because you could be on the go, and you might get a great lead through that, through the messaging app. People who do messaging, they want an instant answer. They want it 5 minutes ago, not 5 hours from now, not 5 days from now. They want it now. So the messaging is a great feature, but if you can't respond quickly, Google will actually turn it off for you, because they know that you're harming your own business by not responding. Google has not publicly announced that hurts your ranking, but I suspect it might, as do other professionals in the field. So if you realistically can respond to most of these messages quickly, then go ahead and turn it on. And if you can't, then don't. The users tab. So, you would click the plus icon at the top to add users. Sometimes that looks different. Google is always experimenting with the UI, and I've noticed that in particular has looked different at multiple times throughout the past year. You would enter the email addresses and select the role. There are, I believe, 3 different roles. There's the owner admin, then there's the manager admin, and then there's the site manager. There should be only one primary owner, and that should be the business owner. I've seen a lot of times business owners give the wrong level of access, and they get locked out of their own profile, either by accident or not. But basically a manager admin can do everything that the owner can do except remove the owner. So that's the level of access that you should delegate, to anybody working on your account. And the nice thing about this is it protects you. This way you can have as many people as you want with different levels of access, and that lower access, that site manager access, is just going to be a little bit simpler. It's going to kind of limit what they can do. So it's just a little bit lesser of a managerial role. For most people you're going to want at that manager level, because anyone that's going to be helping you, you're probably going to want them to be able to handle all this stuff, because you're probably too busy to do it yourself. Insights. This is one of my favorite parts. What's the point of doing marketing if you can't track it and understand it? That's what digital is all about. And your Google My Business dashboard gives you a great opportunity to learn about how people are finding you, how customers search for your business. You can view this data by the month, by the quarter, and by the year. And it shows you direct, discovery, and branded searches. So direct is going to be people that are just, they already know who you are. So they're searching for you directly. They're searching for your business name or your address. And then there's branded. Again, those are people that are searching for a brand related to your business. But discovery, I think, is really where the magic happens. Those are customers that are looking for what you offer, but haven't found a solution yet. And most profiles will look like this, where the discovery is the biggest portion. That's what you want, because people coming through direct and branded already know who you are. So we're looking to get the lion's share of people that are looking for a service or a product right now and don't know who to go to yet. So this, that's where this comes in. And then, the insights really it can go pretty in depth. You can look at search queries that will show you the actual search terms that people are using to find you. So in this case, we're looking, people use shoe repair, Vince shoe repair near me. Chances are you might find a few silly ones in there too. you know, we on our website, we one of our writers wrote something about what it means to be a woman in business for International Women's Day a couple of years ago, and we still get a ton of searches for it. So it's almost always in our top queries. It's not a money generating keyword for us, you know, but we have great content on it, so people find us for it. But ideally, most of your keywords or your queries should be, you know, revenue driving words, you know, like the services that you offer or the products that you sell. You know, this will show you how you show up in search and in maps, you know, in volume. It'll show you the volume of customer actions, you know, meaning, you know, are they requesting driving directions? You know, for a home-based business, you know, that's not going to matter so much. But if you're running a restaurant, that's pretty cool to know how many people are getting driving directions through this Google My Business profile. Phone calls, I think that probably applies to every business. It's really nice to know how many phone calls you're getting directly from this profile. You know, most of us monitor our website, and we have those analytics. You know, if you're not looking at them, you should be. But the Google My Business is totally separate from that, because this is like a discovery platform. And your website is a bit more personal. You know, you can customize it any way you want, and the analytics are insane. You can get so much data out of it. But this is like a really cool, simple, standardized format that you know, that you can really use to better understand how local people are finding you and interacting with you. Whereas your website is kind of global. You know, that it'll track traffic from all over the world. It'll track actions and you know, the devices that people are using. It's very in depth, but this is really like the actionable information that you need, you know, to really understand how people are finding you and what they're doing, you know, and kind of give you a better insight into their mindset. You might be surprised when you take a look, you know, by the number of direction requests or any of these different actions that people are taking, you know, and you can use that information to craft your marketing around it. You know, if you know that people are frequently searching for directions on here, maybe you should put that information on your website too. You know, there's a lot that you can learn from here. If you see in the queries that people are looking for a particular service, maybe you're showing up for it, but you know, it's not really well represented on your website. Maybe you take that information and go, you know, increase your presence in that area. So there's a lot of information that you can take from this. You know, without you don't really need to have an advanced knowledge of analytics to really get a lot out of this. All right, so to recap, you know, Google My Business, it's a free platform, you know, available from Google to all small businesses, as long as they either serve businesses, as long as they serve businesses face to face, either at their location, at the customer's location, or possibly somewhere in between. You know, if you don't have a profile yet, you certainly should. You should definitely go and sign up for one and get it verified. You can get it verified through a postcard. Brittany will be, or probably already has, posted that link in the chat. Just kind of a little how-to. You know, you have all the steps here you need to verify, you know, so that you can get the most out of your Google My Business profile. And you know, I thank you guys for having me. You know, we're Creative Click Media, been chamber members for quite a long time now. We love the chamber. Would love to you know, answer any questions that you guys have regarding Google My Business or anything SEO related, really. But I guess for the purpose of this, we'll stick to the Google My Business. So we'll open it up to the Q&A.
Thank you so much, Adam. That was so much information.
Yes.
Totally appreciate that.
Thank you.
Does anybody have additional questions? Brittany's been pretty busy while you've been talking. So if anybody has any additional questions for Adam, Joe Lapawi, you want to just raise your hand? Go ahead.
If a person doesn't claim, you had mentioned early on that there's people that haven't claimed their Google My Business profiles. And can your, if a person hasn't claimed it, is it possible that another business or someone can hijack it and come in and claim,
Yep.
and put actually maybe even a competitor or whatever, put negative stuff on there and whatever?
Well, so yeah, it happens all the time. It depends. I mean, there's different types of verification. So Google does the postcard verification, which can make it difficult in some instances. So the verification is a little bit harder, but if you don't verify it, it makes it easy for other businesses or anybody to put incorrect information up. Now, once you verify it, then that makes it a little bit harder for them. But for the many business owners out there that have profiles they don't even know about, there's a ton of incorrect information out there.
I'm going to piggyback off that one. What about photos? I was just looking at my phone at our facility. What if someone just put up, when you go out to eat, you put up a photo of what you eat, what you've eaten. But in terms of us, we're a behavioral health facility, inpatient, outpatient. What about if somebody puts up an inappropriate photo? How do we go about rectifying that?
Yeah, you would definitely report that. I don't know exactly what Google's policy on that is, but they are pretty strict about that. They'll definitely take down inappropriate content. But I guess the same thing applies for photos that applies to reviews, is that, just because you don't like it doesn't mean that they'll take it down. If it violates their terms of service, like nudity or anything that is vulgar or then they would take that down. But if it's just like you don't like it, as the business, it's probably not going to get removed.
Okay, and then we have one last question for you, Adam. What is the biggest factor for showing up in online searches? So if you do nothing else today, what should you do?
So, well, Google actually has over 200 ranking factors, okay? So this is like one of my favorite questions. I won't go over all 200. We don't have time for it. Anytime. But the top ones really, if you're looking to rank in the organic search, it's going to be content, backlinks, and Google's artificial intelligence engine. They call it RankBrain, which basically analyzes how people interact with your website. So, if you get a whole bunch of traffic from social media, but everybody bounces in 2 seconds, that's going to look bad. They're looking for quality, right? So if people are landing, let's say tons of people are landing on my website about web design, and they really like the content. Typically, they spend a lot of time there. Google's going to realize that, I'm a credible web designer. But let's say I offer a different service, and for that particular topic, people leave in 2 seconds. Google's going to also infer that we're not good at that, or that's not quality information on that subject, and not rank us for that. So Google doesn't rank websites, it ranks web pages, which is important to note because a lot of times businesses only focus on ranking the homepage. Clearly I can Brittany had the same idea.
Literally, I hear you in my head often say Google doesn't rank websites, it ranks web pages. It's the biggest thing to know.
Yeah, I could do a whole presentation on that, but that's the short answer.
Thank you. Well, we're out of time, and I want to be very aware of everybody's time. I am going to be sending a recording of the presentation today to everybody who attended. Also, I'll be sending the chat box questions, so you can refer back to them as well. Just some things from the chamber that you should know is that we will leave a review for our chamber members. So if you'd like one, please reach out to us. It won't be specific if we haven't done specific business with you, but we will highlight the fact that you are a chamber member. You are a member of the Greater Toms River Chamber of Commerce. So please feel free to reach out to me if you'd like us to do a review as well. And again, our next month's topic is Create with Canva with Dawn Malinowski, Social Trend Marketing Solutions. She's going to talk to us about how you can create some marketing very low cost for your business, and it looks amazing. Adam.
I got one more thing. Sorry.
Yes, no. You.
So we offer a free audit for anybody who wants that. Just shoot me an email, and let me know that you want that. We can audit your website, your SEO, and it's a really valuable report. It's no strings attached, and it will highlight everything. It'll give you all the information you need to fix it, or at least enlighten you as to what needs to be done.
Okay, great. Thank you. Again, thank you so much for joining us, Adam. Thank you so much, Brittany. Thank you so much. You were so diligent in answering those.
Thank you. My pleasure.
We appreciate it. And if anybody has additional questions, please feel free to reach out, and have a great afternoon. Thank you.
Great job. Thanks, Adam.
Take care,
Thank
Adam.
Thank you,
I know the
guys.
secret of
Bye-bye.
the surfboard, so we're all good.
Thank you.
See you all tomorrow morning. Remember, connect.
Yes, remember, connect.
I need a purple wristband.
Purple.
Stop.
That means hug and kisses.